iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Buddy, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. That's right. In just a few minutes, we will be getting to our final podcast preview of the season. What I'm going to have later for you, though, beginning tomorrow and Thursday, I'm excited. My bold predictions. That's right, where Dr. Roto gets a little crazy. I go a little cray-cray. I give you one player from each team who's going to do something extraordinary. Maybe extraordinarily good, maybe extraordinarily bad. But one bold prediction. Okay? One bold prediction that maybe comes through and you win a fantasy baseball league because of it. So stay tuned for that later this week. All right, let's cover some news and notes before I get to the Washington Nationals preview. First of all, the Tampa Bay Rays get Peter Bourjos from the White Sox. I think they got him from a bag of balls, a box of Krispy Kremes, and like a couple of bucks. Token, maybe some train fare. Bourjos is an interesting player for the Rays because he hits lefties very well. Doesn't really hit righties well. And in his career, he's looked decent, but I think he'll fit in the outfield there, mainly because Colby Rasmus couldn't hit a lefty if you actually paid him money. Like, if you went up to Colby Rasmus and said, look, dude, I'm going to give you $1,000 for every hit you get against a lefty, you wouldn't put any money out of your pocket. You'd still be rich. That's how bad he is. But you put Bourjos together, Bourjos can hit the lefty, Colby Rasmus hits the righty, now we're an interesting outfield. We've got Kiermaier, and Bourjos is very good defensively. Very good defensively. And Rasmus is not bad defensively. So you've got Bourjos. Steven Sosa's a little bit of a nightmare out there defensively. So Bourjos can play left field or right field. He can play against lefties, and against righties, he can play defensively when you have to take Sosa out like the seventh inning because he's a train wreck back there. So not a bad deal for the Rays. Probably they're a smidge better today than they were yesterday. Angel Pagan looks like he's going to be coming back to the majors. Will it be the Tigers? Will it be the Padres? Will it be the Giants? Somebody will sign him. He looked all right in the WBC. I'll be watching that closely. Michael Brantley, watch him this week, guys. He's going to be playing in 3 consecutive games. Why is that important? It's critical. Can his shoulder handle 3 consecutive games? Even if Michael Brantley is quote-unquote healthy, I still think that he only gets about 450 at-bats this year. But that's better than 250. So we'll know a lot more at the end of this week. Finally, Familia. Are you familiar with his suspension? I'm not, because we've been waiting for it. But people are saying that he's going to get less than the 30 games. I had predicted him for 20. I think he's going to get 15 to 20. We'll have to see. I don't know what Major League Baseball is waiting on. I think the Mets need to know. Fantasy owners need to know. We all need to know. Let's get to it. Chop, chop. Seriously, chop, chop. What's taking so long? It's not rocket science. You know what the guy did. You've been waiting on this for months. Just drop the bomb already. Is it 15 games? Is it 20? Is it 25? Is it 30? Let it happen. Let's move on. It's a fiasco. It's a fiasco, I'm telling you. All right, time now to get to our Washington Nationals team preview. So let's begin at catcher with Matt Wieters. Now, Matt Wieters is what I would call a good catcher who has slightly underperformed. Because I think when Matt Wieters came up so many years ago, we thought he was going to be the next great catcher, another Mike Piazza. Now, he's had 3 years of 20 home runs or more, but he's never really hit the 100 RBIs. He's never really hit 300. He's just been good, not great. Now, here's the negative about Wieters, and I'll turn that into a positive. I think there was an expectation of Wieters in Baltimore to produce. Now he's 30. He goes to Washington. There's no expectation, right? There's no expectation. So I think right there, he will do better because he doesn't have that pressure. Secondly, the negative. He's got to learn the pitching staff. If you don't know the pitching staff, it's going to take time. He's got to know Strasburg, Roark, Scherzer, Gio. So what happens with catchers is that their defense needs to come before their offense, right? So Matt Wieters may not really start to hit until maybe June, but I think by June he should be okay. Once he feels comfortable defensively, I think his offense will be there. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I don't know how optimistic I am about Ryan Zimmerman. I know that there's, what's a stat, hard hitting balls. He hit some hard balls. You know he's doing all right in spring training. I get that. He's killing the ball in the spring. But his last good year was maybe 2013. I know he had a decent year in 2015. I just don't know how I guess I'm in a 16-team mixed league, and I'm drafting Sunday morning. I guess I would put $1 or $2 on this guy, maybe $3. Here's my feeling. I'll bid $3. You want him at $4, he's yours. I don't think he's worth more than that. Maybe he hits 20 home runs and 70 RBIs. Maybe he doesn't in a 16-team mixed league. It might be he plays. But I trust me when I tell you, I'm not going to wake up on Sunday morning and say to myself, yes, I need to get Ryan Zimmerman. I love that guy. I don't love that guy. But I'm open-minded to him improving. But let me tell you this. The Nationals signed Adam Lind just in case the Zimmerman's a train wreck. They couldn't watch it, and Clint Robinson is not a first baseman. And I think they wanted to keep Daniel Murphy at second because they could move Murphy back to first base, but I don't think they want to do that. So I think they want the Zimmerman note to succeed. Speaking of Daniel Murphy, how much do I like this guy, and how stupid were the New York Mets? Seriously, how stupid were the New York Mets? This guy was a good player, and then he goes and becomes a great player. Now, I don't think the Mets foresaw that he would hit 25 home runs, but hitting 340, I think you could have predicted 320. He was that good a hitter. I'm a big fan of Danny Murphy. Really. Not a lot of speed, but great average, good power. And let me share this with you. The beautiful thing about getting Daniel Murphy on your team is this. He immediately solidifies your average. You put him in at 320, you can afford to take a guy who's going to hit 240. 320 and 240 gives you 280. Boom. It's a big difference. Okay, I want to spend some time now talking about Trey Turner. When this season started, I was all in on Trey Turner. And I think I'm going to look back on this season and I'm going to say the following. For one of the very first times in my life, I am I know what I want to do when it comes to fantasy. I know who I like and I know who I don't like. I have conviction. You know that about me. I'm very clear. I really love Trey Turner. And I let some friends of mine in the industry who are brilliant baseball minds talk me down from it. They weren't as high as Turner as I was. And I was like, well, maybe these guys, they know they're really great baseball guys. I mean, I know I'm a good baseball guy, but man, these guys live, sleep, and eat this stuff. And maybe I was in football mode too long. What can I tell you? I'm going to look back and regret it because I think this kid is a superstar. I do. And I think if I had to do all my drafts over again, I'd be taking Trey Turner. I think if I had the sports guidebook from Back to the Future where I could see into the future, Trey Turner is going to be a top 3 pick next year. I think he's going to hit 300. I think he's going to hit close to 20 home runs. I think he's going to steal 60 bases. I think the only thing holding Trey Turner back would be Dusty Baker, not Trey Turner. So I think this is going to be a really special, talented player. And I think the Nationals have a couple of these guys. So if you take Trey Turner in the first round of your draft, you will not hear me criticize you one bit. I will look you in the eye and say, you know what? That's a winning pick. You may lose your league. That may be true. You may lose your league. But you tried to win it by taking Trey Turner. And I respect that. I respect that. I respect guys who play to win. I do. I like Anthony Rendon this year. This guy's getting better. I think he's getting into his prime. I really do. I think we could see him get close to 300 this year. I think we could see 25 home runs and 90 RBIs, maybe even 10, 15 stolen bases. I'm in on Rendon. I like him. I don't have him in any league, and I regret that. I don't know how I'm going to fix that, but I like that. All right, let's take a look at the outfield. So first, let's just start with Bryce Harper. I took Bryce Harper at pick 12 in the FSTA. I took Bryce Harper at pick 8 in the labor draft. I love Bryce Harper. This guy is a complete baseball player. And when he is healthy, I'm not sure anybody outside of Mike Trout is better. Mike Trout, I will give you. Bryce Harper could be number 2. Trey Turner could be number 3, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. Once again, Bryce Harper is a winning pick. I may lose FSTA this year. I may lose labor, but I will not regret for 1 second taking Bryce Harper. He's 24. He could hit 40 home runs. He could steal 20 bases. He can hit 300. He is a beast. So yes, I may lose, but I lost taking Bryce Harper. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I feel fine with that. Let me just tell you. So I highly encourage you to take Bryce Harper. That's how good he is. All right, Adam Eaton right now is the center fielder. They brought him over in the Lucas Giolito deal. Only Dusty Baker can screw this up. Adam Eaton's a very good player. He's in the prime of his career. And right now, I thought he was going to bat high in the order. It doesn't look that way. It looks like he's going to bat 6th or 7th. Are you kidding me? The guy should hit 15 home runs. The guy should steal 20 bases. The guy should hit about 280, 290. This is a good ball player. Let him play, Dusty. Get out of your own way. Stick a toothpick in your eye. Am I going to draft Eaton heavily? No. I like him, but I'm going to stay away because if Dusty gets a part of him and he bats him 6th or 7th, you're not going to see the counting stats. I want the speed. It may not be there. I want the RBIs. It may not be there. I want the runs scored. It may not be there. I think Adam Eaton's going to go for $15, and he might give you only $10 of value. Finally, Jason Worth. Is he worth it? Sure, I like Jason Worth. You know when I really like Jason Worth? I really, really like him in DFS. DFS is when I want this guy because this guy rakes lefties. Rakes them. But in seasonal, yeah, he could hit 250. He could hit 20 home runs. He could hit 60 RBIs. He's all right. He's all right. Not great. All right, this morning we had Chelsea Janes on SiriusXM show. She is from the Washington Post. And she believes that Dusty Baker, as of this podcast right now, is choosing between Coda Glover and Blake Trinan as his closer. I'm going to tell you right now, I believe the answer is Coda Glover. I don't think it's Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan has too many walks. Okay? But I could be wrong. Maybe it's Trinan. It's possible. But I know that Glover is the guy who has the makeup. He's got the makeup for it. Right? He's the guy who they think can do it. Now, Trinan has gotten a lot of saves recently. You know, he's closed out some games in the spring. But I'm going to give you a stat with Trinan. Last year, 63 strikeouts, 31 walks. 31 walks in 67 innings. You want your guy walking that many guys? I don't know about that. I don't think you do. Now, maybe he's named the guy, but I think he lasts a couple of weeks. I think Coda Glover is the guy to own. And I think if I'm in a fantasy league, I'm going to call him out. On Sunday, I'm going to call him name out. Coda Glover, $3. Go ahead. Attack, Wolves. Go attack for the saves. All right, let's get to the starting pitchers. First of all, Steven Strasburg. Is there a better pitcher in baseball outside of Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner if he's healthy? I'm not sure. The problem is he just can't stay healthy. It's just not what he does. He throws, 1 year in the last 5, he's thrown over 200 innings. And ask yourself this question. Let's just say the Nationals are playing well. Let's just say it looks like they're going to make a deep run. Do you think that they're going to pitch him every fifth day and have him because he's going to get 40 more innings in September? No. They'll go to a 6-man rotation. So if anything, I think Strasburg can get hurt by that. So yes, I love Strasburg. He's a great pitcher. He's terrific. I just don't know. I'll draft him because he's that good, but I'm worried. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't worried. I don't know. I don't think he gets 200 innings. I'll tell you that much right now. Max Scherzer, I'm debating. So I think here's what I'm going to do with Max Scherzer. The finger seems better. He's saying it doesn't hurt. But what I would do is this. His name comes up in my auction. I'm going to go, ooh, how's that finger? Right there. I would hope that would knock $2 off his price tag. And then as it gets close, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, ew, that finger, I don't know, man. And then that guy doesn't say 30. And then when you say 30, you get it. You get him at 30 because the other person's afraid. Now, Max Scherzer healthy, $35 pitcher. Not healthy, discount. You're getting a discount, might be the year. Might be the only year that you get Max Scherzer at a discount. You feeling lucky? You willing to take the shot? Maybe you are. Tanner Roark, their number 3 starter. Never going to strike out a lot of guys. Going to strike out a decent amount of guys, not a ton. A little more walks than I like, but this is a very good pitcher with a lot of movement on his ball, on his balls. Hey now, a lot of movement. Like him. Pitched very well for Team USA. Love him in DFS. I was on Tanner Roark at home. That was a tip I was giving away 2 years ago. So there you have it. A late tip for you. I like Joe Ross. Kid's 23. He's getting better. Chelsea Jane said he's learning a curveball this year. I love him. Dealt with a shoulder injury last year, but he's back. He's healthy. Probably won't get 200 innings, but how happy would the Nationals be if they can get about, 180 from him? I think they'd be ecstatic. If they did. And finally, the last pitcher they have is Gio Gonzalez. And I'll tell you this straight out. Gio Gonzalez is not going to be on my team. I don't like guys who are getting older whose ERAs begin to spike high. That's not my guy. Somebody inevitably will take Gio Gonzalez because they know him. There's always that guy at a draft who knows the name. Oh, Gio Gonzalez, $1, 2. Do you really like him? No, but you feel like you know him. You know of him. I take Joe Ross. You take Gio Gonzalez. I'm probably winning. It's just that fact. I'd rather the younger guy with upside, not the old guy on the way down. So I encourage you to do the same. You know what else I encourage you to do? Go to scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO. That's ROTO. Pay for 1 month. Get 2 more months for free. You get access to Sean Childs' team outlooks, Adam Ronis' player profiles, all my previews and podcasts. During the season, I'll be doing a daily Dr. Roto blog. Adam Ronis will be writing articles. Sean Childs will be helping you with the scout scores. You will get the scout scores that will help you figure out who to play in DFS. You get the message board communities. Who should I play? What should I do? Dr. Roto, Adam Ronis, Sean Childs, help me, help me, help me. We're there for you. We've won high stakes. We've won industry leagues. We've won expert leagues. I don't know what more to tell you. You pay $12, you get 3 months. It's a steal. Just enter the promo code ROTO, R-O-T-O, and it's all yours. Be a member of the Scout Army. All right, looking forward to being back tomorrow doing my bold AL predictions. That's right, AL bold predictions. What will I come up with? You'll just have to pay attention and listen tomorrow. Back on the podcast. Have a great day, guys. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!